Look who it is! Woohoo! Mr. Meatwad Fan, also known as... Who are you, my brother?
The RuneScape historian. How's everybody doing?
Woohoo! Today is another Why Make RuneScape episode. I believe this is episode number 6. And today we are joined with the RuneScape historian. And I have some questions for you. Going to be asking you some awesome and sexy, wonderful things, very personal things, aka penis size. Okay, maybe not that personal, but definitely stuff that people want to hear. Firstly, I just want to say thank you once again. For those of you who do not know or didn't get a chance, I'll actually go ahead and show you his channel right now on the screen. RuneScape historian. He ended up making a very lengthy video about me 3 weeks ago. The craziest RuneScape player, NightmareRH, the movie. Should have so much more views. Should have like 53 million views or 55 million views. What the fuck? There's a sandwich lady here. Oh yeah, and by the way, the RuneScape historian does have fucking what the hell is it? Oopsies, had to take it off the screen. You have 99 construction cape. I am very envious. I need one of those probably by January 1st. Not January, January 31st or January 30th. Either way, the end of January. Otherwise, I'm probably going to chop my balls off. But I just want to say thank you for making that video about me. I can't imagine how long that took for you to actually edit. How long did it take again? Because I know we spoke a little bit before we started recording.
Yeah, so probably if I had to make a guess, probably between 40 and 50 hours, in bed, I would make like notes here about certain things I would find, 2 or 3 hours here, 5 hours of editing here. Yeah, I would say between 40 and 50 hours, but yeah, I really enjoyed making it because it was a pleasant video rather than one full of controversies and that sort of things.
Yeah, that is just apps. I remember I watched the video and I'm just like, yeah, this video took a long ass time. I was actually thinking in the back of my head maybe between like 20 to maybe 30 hours, but now that you said about it, the amount of detail and notes that you probably took, I can't imagine. Once again, thank you for making that, and for those of you people, I'll show RuneScape Historian channel again. His link will be down below in the bung bar, but his YouTube channel is RuneScape Historian, at little symbol GoldenScape, currently 15.6. He's been making a lot of really good videos, basically pretty much like RuneScape documentaries, the Golden Age, content creator that vanished. A lot of people probably don't remember Skychi and all the old players, but before me, the first generation of people. So I am a history buff, even though I'm not a history major, but I do definitely enjoy seeing a lot of RuneScape history, and if you guys enjoy it too, please check out his channel, definitely. But I have some questions for you, like I said, nothing a little too personal. First question to you is why do you not use any other forms of social media besides your YouTube channel? Question mark.
So the last social media I had was back in 2014. It was Facebook. Kind of felt like found myself rather scrolling through, wasting countless hours. I just don't want to do that again. So yeah, the last social media I've had was in 2014, and just don't really have an interest in Twitter. 28, which in internet years is freaking ancient, and yeah, to be honest, I don't even know how Twitter works. So yeah, that's the main reason.
Well, to be honest, in all fairness, I'm pretty sure the vast majority of people really don't know how Twitter works. My mom thinks of Twitter as being like the newspaper in a way, and because my mom actually started to get in social media a couple years ago, and she made a Twitter account, and she always thought of Twitter as being like a newspaper. I'm like, no, Mom, Twitter is a war zone. You gotta fight people. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you click on the little trendy thing, and then Yeah, I mean, I've always disliked the whole algorithm of Twitter too and stuff, and it is very confusing. If you don't like understand the whole like forum type concept and shit, it's not like a Facebook like RuneScape page and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely not. On a side note, you know what sucked about making your video was the fact that I think YouTube removed the sort by oldest. So every time I would like mess up,
Yeah.
roll through like 2,000 videos, that was probably like a couple hours on its own right there.
Oh my
I was
god.
searching YouTube. I was like, man, but I got around it by actually, once I would finally make it to the bottom, I'd be like, all right, don't left click on any of these because the moment you do that and then hit like try and go back, it like pulls you back to the top. So I would have to like right click, open new tab. But every time I would mess that up, I would be cursing YouTube for doing that.
You're not the first person. You're not the first content creator. I was talking about this. I can't remember who. A couple weeks ago. There is a lot of stuff on a lot of feedback from YouTube. One, why the fuck did they do this? Secondly, fuck them for doing this. And thirdly, change it back. But I mean, once YouTube really does something, it's hard. But like, it just you're talking like me. I can't believe it. On my main channel alone, I have 2,000 videos.
Yeah.
And like big gaming channels, just out there, like it kills a lot of stuff. And hopefully, I mean, in the future from now, you reach like a massive upload. The average person isn't going to scroll all the way down and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a giant freaking pain. I've also heard, I don't know how true this is, I've heard part of the reason they did it was due to people digging up old like controversial videos of people and like making them public, and then people would like get riled up and then like contact Google about it, and like I guess they just didn't want to deal with it. I don't know how true that is. That's like pure speculation.
Wow, I actually I didn't hear about that, but that does make a lot of sense. But then again, I mean, fuck, like, I mean, I've said things in my YouTube videos over 10 years ago that could maybe be controversial, maybe not. But if someone were to dig something up, I would just say, hey, people change over the course of 10 years. But yeah, I mean, there are people probably out there that don't want to see bad stuff they maybe did or said.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, I remember. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I remember even just a couple of years ago in my RuneScape Classic videos, like I'd call people, dingleberries and like worse stuff like that. Like if they would get to like the rune shop before me and start buying out all the runes, because for some reason there was like RuneScape Classic botters like all over, and they would like get in the rune shop and just start buying out all of the runes. And so I would call them some choice names.
Dingleberries is actually a pretty good use of term. I mean, there are a lot of dingleberries on, but I don't think a lot of people know what dingleberries actually are.
That's true.
And honestly, I mean, fuck it. This is going on my chits. Dingleberries are poop follicles that hang from your butthole that you don't wipe. So if you are a nasty fuck that doesn't wipe your ass, then you're gonna have some dingleberries hanging from your bum bum.
Gross.
All right. So second question, and please, this is very important because you being especially just having your channel RuneScape Historian, I'm a firm believer that everyone should be able to tell their story, and that's something I kind of like. Maybe it's just me personally is something that I look, but I'm very open in my content of why I started making stuff, although I really haven't talked about it in a while. But I really want to know your story. So question 2, when did you first create content and why?
So I first created content, it looks like September 2017 was my first RuneScape Classic video. I did it for selfish reasons. I just wanted to be, internet famous, and thought eventually it could turn into a good side hustle. So I guess there is like a money aspect to it as well. And of course, I also enjoyed the process of, the progression of the account, editing, that sort of stuff as well. So it wasn't just a monetary thing, but I feel like a lot of content creators are kind of scared to be like, yeah, it was partially for money, which now I mean, YouTube right now for me is not great money, but it is a nice little side hustle and it does help. So yeah, that would be the primary reasons.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting paid for the stuff that you love to do. Nothing wrong with it at all. I think it's more because every it's more acceptable nowadays to say, hey, I make money from YouTube. I'm a content creator, rather than over 10 years ago. And I hate saying this, but I mean it's goddamn truth. Like when I first started making money from YouTube, I was 19. My demographics that I would look on for analytics were between the ages of maybe like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe some 16-year-olds. The average, young teenager is not going to understand marketing. It's not going to, they're not going to, I mean, fuck. I think back when I was 11, 12, I didn't understand shit, so, I can understand over 10 years ago, people looking at content creators, making money, and they would definitely say, you make money, blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, look here. I'm not a fucking movie star. I'm not making millions. I'm just, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong. I don't think it's a selfish reason at all. I mean, hell, one of the reasons I started making YouTube videos too was the monetary part too. Yeah, just like every other content creator probably out there too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just think a lot of them are like, especially some of the bigger ones are like scared to admit it because they, invoke jealousy, and then that turns into, trolls and haters, that sort of thing. But what's funny is, like you said, the demographic back then was, 11 to 16 roughly. My demographics now, which I'm sure similar to yours, just because the fan base like kind of grows up, like I think like 95% or more between the ages of like 20 and 34. So it's pretty crazy.
Oh wow, yeah, that is definitely times have changed, definitely. Going back to the question that I asked you, I wanted to add a side note. When did you start playing RuneScape? Like, what era did you join like RuneScape in?
So I want to say it was around 2006. All I remember was a Christmas event held in Drainer Village in the corner, where you'd get like a marionette or like puppet reward. I think it was around that time. It could be, I could be totally wrong. It may have been '07, but pretty sure I played around '06 for sure.
I vaguely remember the 2006 Christmas event. Trying to look it up really quickly, but I think that actually it may have been 2005. To be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I gotta look more into this, but all right. So then you are beyond a veteran RuneScape player. Believe it or not, I actually the last stream that I did a couple weeks ago, I was talking to some people that said, hey, they just started playing RuneScape for the first time like 2 years ago, and it was old school RuneScape that they joined. It's crazy to think that there are still new players coming to RuneScape.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't really think there are many new players coming into the game just because it's so kind of niche. It's very grindy, which there's other popular grindy games nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just, especially with like the efficiency mindset and stuff, I could see that deterring some potential new players. Some people actually like that stuff though, so maybe it does attract new players, which is pretty surprising to me.
Yeah, definitely too. Because I always thought of people that still play RuneScape are just people that get addicted to like energy drinks when we're like fucking 8 or 9 years old. Oh, give me that amount of balls. Oh, back then I was drinking balls. Oh,
that right now I'm drinking. I mean, I'm addicted to energy drinks. I pretty much survive off of like monsters. Right now I'm drinking freaking Rain Energy, which I think is actually made by Monster.
oh, Monster Energy Ultra Watermelon I actually had before I called you. I do the zero sugar because I can't deal with the fucking the sugar high
Sugars.
anymore.
Oh my
But
God, yeah.
I love the caffeine. Give me that stimulant.
Yep, same here. Like I have to do like, when I was like 16, 17, 18, into my early 20s, I drink the green monsters, which are like the full sugar ones. I have to drink the blue ones now, which are like I think lesser carbs and like has less of pretty much everything in it because the sugar content and everything else, like even though I'm 28, like between 20 and 28, it's a big difference. So it destroys my stomach now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those are not stomach friendly type drinks.
No, they're
Um, so this might be a dumb question, but then again, it's just something that I thought about. So you're RuneScape historian YouTube channel. Are you a history major?
I'm actually not a history major. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in 2021 in cybersecurity and digital forensics, and as a day-to-day job, I do like simple like desktop software repairs, troubleshooting the network and servers, that sort of stuff. I would be a really bad history major because like I don't know, I'm human, so I make a lot of mistakes, like especially in my earlier historic videos maybe like the sources weren't like the most credible. But yeah, I think I've been getting a lot better at that. But yeah, if I was like an actual historian, like majored in it and wanted to eventually be paid for that sort of work, like in a standard field, yeah, I think I'd be a pretty terrible one.
So if you repair computers, does it trigger you to see me smash hundreds of electronic?
No, not at all, really. Because when I like, there has been like a few recent ones I think you've done within the past year. Doesn't really seem to trigger me, and it definitely didn't back like in the day when I would watch your videos because I wasn't even into computer repair. I thought it was hilarious with like the auger. I think in my intro to my video, it was like a TV dinner tray. I don't like that you smacked a desktop with, and in the back of my head, like at the time, I was like, where the hell is he getting all these computers? Like, just have just go to the thrift store, or like, where the hell is he getting all these extra machines? I was like, this must cost a load of money.
Oh yeah, it's funny because back when I was all those videos were extremely popular.
Yep.
I would just get there was one local computer store that I ended up clearing out. I said to the owner, I'm like, hey, can I buy all this stuff for like like 10, 15 bucks? The fucking dude gave me like a truckload of like broken desktops, no one's picking up laptops, fucking monitors, broken TV. It's like, oh my god, this place is awesome. But yeah, so I'm a marketing major, human resource minor.
Nice.
I just loved I love the whole history concept, and I think that your channel is, and by all means, you can run your channel however you want, but the last near dozen videos that you've done really on like the history of RuneScape, I just can definitely see that algorithm extremely growing for you. And it's kind of funny too. You're not a history major, but your channel is the RuneScape historian. I'm a history buff. I love history more than anything. But I'm the complete opposite. I'm a business major. But oh god, some of the videos that you've recently put out, going back to Kid Range, the whole
Oh man.
cult type aspect, which I really do encourage all of you guys watching this video, definitely in your spare time, check out that one video, because I vaguely remember that stuff happening, and then you really touched on a lot of things I didn't know, and it just was like, holy shit.
Oh well, thank you. Yeah, that video, the one on Kids Range specifically, was probably another like 40-hour video just because all the rants he goes on like while walking through the forest,
Yeah.
and it was a crazy rabbit hole. I just like even though I'm not a history major, I just like digging up. Like I love RuneScape still, even though pretty much all I do nowadays is like AFK stuff while I'm editing. I still love the game, and really like digging up old stuff on it. Like with anything else in life, I can't remember much of anything, but I can remember like old events that happened in RuneScape, and I enjoy like digging up certain historical information on it and putting it into like video format. It's really cool. And I also like going down like interesting rabbit holes like the Spherage or Kids Range, whatever you want to call him one.
Mm-hmm.
Call that one or call him. Was very interesting just because his like viewpoints on things like just the controversial stuff he said was very cool to research.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. So speaking, because you edit way more than me. I am the raw footage god. Yeah, I hate editing so much. So question 4: would you play RuneScape if you did not create content?
Uh, I probably would play it more, to be honest, because the reason I don't do more active, more kind of interesting stuff in the game is because I'm busy like editing, in another window, and then I lose track of time, even with the 20-minute rune light timer, and I'll look back and it'll be, logged out. I log back in, maybe click a fishing spot, look back, I'm logged out again. So I would probably be a lot more active on RuneScape if I didn't make content.
Yep.
And I also think the raw and like I think that take on RuneScape content is pretty special because you don't see it like my editing. I would consider, I'm getting better, and eventually I'm going to get like as far as audio and stuff too. I'm going to get probably like an XLR mic and like a boom alarm and stuff, and try and improve everything. Maybe get better at GIMP for thumbnails, that sort of thing. I'm always looking to improve. But I think what's special about your content is it's just genuine and raw. Oh, someone recognized you.
Yep. And he has a fucking farming cape too. God damn these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't even have. I've been lazy. I've been sitting at 97 farming for like 2 years now, just because I don't want to do farm runs.
Yeah, it's I'm 93, but everyone here has a cape. Me don't have.
Yep, and still doing farm runs to probably try and get either ranks or the pet, maybe the king.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that totally makes sense. You would definitely play RuneScape. I mean, I asked this question to quite a few people and stuff, and the way that I look at it, I mean, for me, it would kind of really be the opposite because I think I do a lot of playing RuneScape for content. But that's in your case and stuff, since you're just AFKing stuff, that does make a lot of sense that you would play more.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to very, very slowly, kind of like yourself, go for a max cape. Like with woodcutting and fishing, it's going to be easy, but I'm definitely not looking forward to mining because everyone's, even with the upper level at Motherlode Mine and stuff, with like the increased sack and stuff, people are like, oh, it's so AFK. I'm like, kinda, but not really. Like, it's really annoying. Like, it's not as AFK as a lot of other things, but it's definitely not hard. It's just crap XP an hour, like 30k to 40k XP an hour, roughly. Especially if you get distracted and look away and stuff. So I'm not looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah, rune crafting is going to be my last 99 for a reason. That's when I'm going to be hyped up. Oh, I mean, fuck, it's only like 40k XP an hour. Oh, sweet baby Jesus, help me.
I don't know what yours is. Like, I'm sitting at, it's actually my lowest skill at 71 just because I hate it. But I've heard at 77 at least it gets somewhat easier, slightly AFK maybe, with like the blood root.
Yep, mine's 66 and I'm just dreading it, to be honest.
It's 71 to 99. It's like, oh, that's at least 300 hours. Something around, I'm not exactly right, but it's something outlandish like that.
You're not making me feel better about getting a max cape, reminding me that is horrendous. 300, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if that's 100% accurate, depending on what you do. I think if you do like lava runes, of course, it might be, a little bit less time than that. I'm no expert and I haven't calculated it. I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, it sounds awful, and it's similar with mining too, like the amount of hours. Like, it's crazy.
That is absolutely like just crazy. That's a lot of time away from Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, for sure.
So, question 5. This might be a hard one to ask because this is hard for me to answer too. What was your favorite video that you have created so far, and why?
So I think my most viewed one is on like, it could have changed. I think it's on Return of Wilderness or Wildly Owns One,
Hmm.
like a PK or turned scammer. That's not really my favorite one. I feel like for the setting right now, I should say my favorite one was the NightmareRH one. So I'm going to go with that.
I really appreciate that. Let's pretend that that video wasn't there. Just what about your second favorite?
It's
The Wilderness.
probably be the nah. I feel like in the Return of Wilderness one, I was definitely, it's one of my. I think that was like my first one I did, not on like an event, but like an individual personality in RuneScape.
Yep.
And even though he's kind of a turd person, um, I feel like I was really biased against him. Like I still would have brought up the various events, just maybe without as many like insults and stuff like that. So that one's definitely not my favorite. I would say my favorite one next to the Nightmare RH one would be the kids range one, just because it was so interesting. Like, I can't get into the mindset to think the way someone like that thinks. Like it makes it, his viewpoints are just like pretty out there. So it was interesting to fall down that rabbit hole and like look through, because his original channel, I believe, got deleted. So you have to go to like, Rumble and these other external websites and kind of use the Wayback Machine on certain things to get certain facts straight.
Yep.
It was definitely interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Definitely. What about future projects? Do you have any big future projects you want to tell people, or do you just want to keep people like on edge and stuff?
I'd rather keep them. I'd rather leave them hanging, keep them on edge. I will say that I don't know if I'll have a new video out by the end of this week, but I do have 18 minutes of a video done roughly. All I have to do is, probably add. It's probably halfway done. I would say it's probably going to be a 30 to 40-minute video
Nice.
on a singular person. Then I just have to go back and add music and mess with the audio levels and stuff, which I'm still learning all of that. I want to get really good at that, and then invest in like an XLR mic, learn the audio interface, that sort of stuff, and just improve all around.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. Looking forward to seeing that video. When it's definitely done. And like I said, people, if you haven't done so, make sure to check out his channel. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Do you have any questions for me at all?
No, other than, I love the new content and, keep going. It's really inspirational to watch you keep making content, 2,000 videos on one channel, I think 1,000 videos on another channel. And then there was like a third channel, even if I remember correct, that had a couple hundred videos. So it's very impressive and yeah, very inspirational.
I really do appreciate that, man. And you do the same too. Keep making RuneScape historian videos, and it's just keep. I think you're really gonna hit a good avenue, because especially too, like you make videos on like let's say if you do a video on pretty much like every well-known content creator from a certain time period. Let's say hypothetically. I don't know, maybe kids range like reemerges and stuff, right? And
Right.
people are going to be searching, about your video is going to be promoted up there.
That is true.
That's another. I had a couple of videos years ago that blew up and went viral in the same method. I think I did a RuneScape. It was a dragon chest body, plate body review, and then something got altered and something happened. And I only had, I think, maybe less than 10,000 subscribers at the time, but the video just blew up with well over like 60. And the comments on the video, people were like, "Fuck this video," this video sucks. And back then it was this star system, so it got like 1 stars, but it was funny because people thought it was something different. But
Yeah.
so I got video views for the wrong reason, but I think that you know, if somebody reemerged, your video would definitely blow up, you know, in a good aspect.
Well, hey, it definitely paid off for you. Is that the one where like that? I distinctly remember one where like some noob keeps stepping in front of like the shot of your character or something and getting in the way and like annoying the hell out of you. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I do remember it being like on a starring system, and it didn't necessarily matter like if it was 1 star or 5 star as long as it had been rated, and
Yep.
then it would just skyrocket based off that. It's the same thing with freaking what's that horrible song, Rebecca Black's Friday or
Friday.
whatever that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the same reason that went viral. But I mean, your video is significantly better than that one.
I appreciate that, man. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for doing this interview. I really appreciate it. And like you said, people, make sure you check out the RuneScape Historians YouTube channel.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.